Hello, parents. This is Corey here. I wanted to talk to parents about the different models that we're using this week for our multiplication and ask for your help in helping the students develop that place value understanding. What you're looking at on the screen is the same poster that we sent out a couple weeks ago with an explanation of the array model and the base 10 model. And below that, what I put is the area model, partial product model, and the base 10 model for multiplying into the thousands. Students at 4th grade have to be able to multiply a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number up to a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number. And I have 1,243 multiplied by 5. This is what we call the partial product strategy, where the students are looking at the 4 different multiplication facts they have to do and the place value involved with each one of those places in the number that they're multiplying. So on the side we wrote out what the multiplication is for the 5 times the ones, the 5 times the tens, the 5 times the hundreds, and the 5 times the thousands. That strategy is repeated if we look at the base 10 model. In the base 10 model, we drew out using our place value blocks 1,243 with our representation of those place value blocks. And then on the side, I use the area model. On the homework that's coming home this week, students are being asked to use those models to represent the multiplication. And I know as the students come in, some students are using the shortcut method for multiplying, and they're not really focusing on the place value. So I want you to help us out with that place value. Make sure the students understand the place value, understand how the number is growing as they do the multiplication, and reinforce that each of those digits represents a quantity within a place in the number. The thousands place, the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place. So when we multiply, as I'm talking to the students in the classroom, 5 times 3, 5 times 40, 5 times 200, that's actually 200, and 5 times 1,000. When the students use the shortcut strategy, if you think about what I usually hear parents saying, or usually hear students do when they multiply like that, I hear them referring to the digits without any place value. And this is what I mean. So the students will say 5 times 3 is 15. Put down the 5 and carry the 1, but that's really the 10 part of the 15. Then we multiply 5 times 4, but that's really 40, plus 1 more. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 more is 21. But it's 21 tens. So that 10 there and carry the 2, but that's really a 200. 5 times, and what you're doing right here is the adding between these two places. 5 times 2 is what people generally say, but that's really a 200. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 more is 12. But that's really 200 and then 1,000 more. Okay? Because we're doing this adding right here. 5 times 1, but it's really 1,000. So 5 times 1,000 is 5,000, plus 1 more is 6,000. So when students do that strategy and just pull it apart, don't use any place value, they're not really understanding what they're doing. We're going to be going into 2-digit multiplication, and in this shortcut strategy, the students have to put a 0 here and move it over to the tens place when they multiply. And so what we're doing is reinforcing just in that single digit times up to 4 digits, what is the value of those numbers as we multiply. So if you could help us out with these strategies and have the students use those partial product strategy and the area model this week in the homework, as opposed to just relying on this strategy.